it's just, you don't expect those storms to be like that. We hear about them, and you don't, you wouldn't have expected Valonia to get hit again like that in 3 years in the same month. Because 3 years ago, the same month in April, it got hit, and then it did it again. They took precautions. They were in the hallway. They were covered up, but it was an EF4. I mean, it just completely obliterated their house. And we're just lucky that they didn't all die.
Can you tell them about what happened exactly during?
Okay, this is what I've gotten so far. Is that, of course, about maybe 40 or 50 minutes before they got hit, they had posted a little picture on Facebook saying, "Oh, sirens have gone off or in the hall." You don't, you take it seriously, but you don't. You don't, like I said, you don't expect to get hit like that hard. And so it was, I after it happened, I looked on my phone a little bit, like the next day or two. I got a phone call at 8:09, and it was from my daughter-in-law's sister. And of course, she was hysterical. And she said that, how else could she put it? She said Suzanne had just called her that they had just been hit. The tornado hit their house. And that she and the girls were hurt. And that Dan, we called him Bud growing up, but they called him Dan as he got older. He started going by Dan. And that Dan was dead. How else could she say it? And of course, I started screaming. My husband was fixing to go pick up our niece that we have custody of from a little church thing. It just, like I said, it was just right after 8 o'clock. So I went screaming out the front door trying to catch him. I had to call him and get him back here, and somebody else I just told my other daughter to find somebody to bring her home, and so we tried to get over there as fast as we could. Normally it only takes us about 25 minutes to get there, and it took about 35. And of course I was crying in the car and like, please don't let it be true. Hopefully he's just knocked out. But apparently when it hit, they were huddled together. My daughter-in-law Suzanne, she was laying on top of Sydney trying to protect her. My son was laying on top of Lorelai, the younger one, trying to protect her. They had some pillows and stuff on top of them. Sydney, my 7-year-old granddaughter, said that they heard it. It hit the backyard first, and then she said, and then we heard it hit the kitchen. We could hear all of Mommy's dishes breaking. And then after it hit, the rest of it's a little vague at the moment because I haven't got a chance to really sit down with my daughter-in-law, and it's just too soon for her to probably really go into details. She's lost everything. Her husband, her house, everything they own. What they managed to salvage wouldn't fit even on half of this back porch out of the nice big house that they had, and it was a beautiful home. Anyway, so Suzanne, I guess, she got hit in the head. She ended up with like 14 staples in the back of her head from something got her. I'm assuming it was a beam or something. She found Sydney pretty quick. I guess just as it hit, she yelled out, "Hang on," and "I love you guys." And she told us that she thought that was it. They were going to die. That's how bad that everything was just ripping apart. It just literally blew the house up, I guess. That's what Lorelai was saying at the hospital, the youngest one. Anyway, so she came, I guess she kind of got knocked out for a second, came to, she found Sydney fairly quick, and then it took her a minute to find Lorelai. Lorelai had some carpeting or something wrapped around her, and she found Lorelai. And it was raining real hard, so she could see that there was part of the garage across the street was still standing. So she got the girls and got them over there because she couldn't see Bud. She couldn't find him at first. So she went and took the girls and got him out of the rain, then ran back over to try to find Bud. And she found him. I think he was covered up with some carpeting or something, but he was face down. And she turned him over, and it was obvious that he was dead. I don't know how much detail you want, but something caught him across the back of the neck and ripped out the vertebrae. That alone would have killed him. And then we're guessing what he was, because he was lying over